to be affiliated one way or another to DHS, Department of Corrections, or like, like the corrections of each county. So that way, people that are in recovery are in a legitimate recovery home. It devastated me because we were homeless and he was scamming everybody that was in that home. He took advantage of the homeless situation. And this is not right. So I would request, and I would like to know, if every recovery homes, that say recovery homes, to be audited, to make sure that they have a license, that they are affiliated with some sort of DOC or corrections or DHS or something like that, to make sure that they're legal. Because we became homeless again. And they had a 400-pound woman in a closet. And it's terrible. It's terrible. And I had to tell her caregiver, get her out of here. So please check into recovery homes.
And what you're saying makes perfect sense to me. I appreciate you being here to share that.
Thank you. Mary, you said they were unlicensed?
Yes.
So technically, they were not certified by Multnomah County or the state of Oregon or anybody else?
No.
So how did you find out that this was quote unquote a recovery home?
He told us it was. He said that.
How did you find him?
He through the paper.
So he advertised in the paper
Craigslist.
and you went and checked it out and he told you this information?
Yes. And he even told me that he did not have to file and go through landlord-tenant laws. He has to go through residential treatment. And he had my son arrested.
He does sound like a scam artist. It sounds like that there's absolutely no legal right that he has to pretend to be a recovery home.
He doesn't.
I hope you filed with the state Bureau of Labor and Industry.
No, I did with Secretary of State, and I am in the process of filing paperwork for the fraudulent,
Rental.
well, no, for changing the home from a 3-bedroom to a 6-bedroom without permits.
And is that in the city of Portland?
And it was in Aloha,
Thank you, Mary. Appreciate
but
it.
it's everywhere, is what I've been informed.
Well, I do know that there are a lot of people that are charging exorbitant rent for a room, right? And I think we need to talk about, I don't know what we can do about that. If somebody owns a home and they charge $1,000 for a room.
Yeah. What happened was a friend of his, he said, bought the house, cash. And then he told me that then he needed the money to pay the mortgage. Well, wait a minute, there's no mortgage. So he was just conning everybody, and they didn't catch on, but I did, because I have the sense of detective work.
Your CSI skills, huh?
Well, I have a degree in criminal law and associate's degree, so, and I'm gonna go to law school, so.
Excellent, excellent.
But he was mad at me because I discovered all of this. He had my son arrested.
Thank you for sharing, Mary.
Commissioner Price.
So thank you so much for bringing this not only to our attention, but to everybody who's watching at home. And it's surprising how many people watch Channel 30. I think the most interesting thing on during the day, which is unfortunate.
And by the way, the charges were dropped on my son. I fought for 2 months.
So that the, sounds like you're pursuing all of the legal moves, and had it been in the city of Portland, the Bureau of Development Services could have looked into the unpermitted part. Did you bring it to the attention of the Aloha City Council or to the county board there?
Not yet.
Okay.
I started here, and then I'm going to expand to Clackamas and also Washington County.
One of the challenges with our whole system of government, never mind the commission form of government, is knowing who's the entity that can fix something. So you have made all of us aware that this kind of thing is going on and that people should be very careful when
Yes.
they look into
And
finding
especially if the recovery homes.
Yeah.
They need to be affiliated with, like I said, the corrections or something like that, because if somebody is coming out of jail or coming out of recovery, then they need a place to go.
I happen to have a meeting set up with Council Commissioner Sharon Myron tonight, so I'll be sure to mention it to her so that she's aware. She is really looking at the health service system. So thank you very much.
You're welcome, and thank you for letting me come in, and I'll see you on the 12th.
It's good seeing you. Thank you for being here. The consent agenda, Carla, I know that we have pulled one item. I pulled item number 81, I believe. And are there other items that have been pulled?
Correct, and 73 has also been pulled.
Very good. Please call the consent agenda.
Fritz.
Aye.
Fish. Aye. Hardesty. Aye. Daly. Aye. Weider.
Aye. Consent agenda is adopted. First time, certain item, please, item number 7.
Appoint members to the Open and Accountable Elections Commission.
Commissioner Fritz.
Thank you, Matt. I am so excited that this moment is finally here with the director, Susan Mosley. Please come on up. Thank you. So this is the body which will oversee the Open and Accountable Elections Program, which is Portland's new public campaign financing system that was approved in 2016, has been supported by this council, and we're now at the point of appointing the commissioners who will oversee the program. Each person has shown commitment to improving access for all of our community, and this is a really momentous occasion. Susan Motet, the director of the Open and Accountable Elections Program, is here to give us a bit more background on each applicant. They were invited to be here. They all have jobs and were not able to be here on a Wednesday morning.
Thank you. The Open Accountable Elections Ordinance creates the Open Accountable Elections Commission to help implement and oversee the program. The code requires me to nominate 9 individuals to the commission and the council to approve the appointments. The code sets out 2 criteria for members. First, have an interest in campaign finance, and second, reflect the diversity of the city of Portland. In addition, we asked the Voice for All Portland Coalition, which helped move the ordinance into law and has been helping implement the law. What skills and experiences would be helpful to have on the commission to assist in their carrying out their duties well? The coalition helped us identify the skills and experiences they'd like to see, and also helped us, recruit for members for the commission. The following 9 nominees collectively fit the required and desired criteria. First is Amy Ruiz, who has 15 years of experience in campaign management and journalism, including as news editor at the Portland Mercury. Amy has managed campaigns and communications for ballot measures, including the Oregon United for Marriage campaign and the 2014 Portland Parks Recreation Replacement Bond campaign. She previously served as Chief of Staff and Communications Director of Mayor Sam Adams, and currently serves as Senior Vice President at Strategies 360. Amy Sample Ward is the CEO of N10, a nonprofit that helps community organizations use technology to better achieve their missions. She believes technology can help nonprofits reach their missions more effectively, efficiently, and inclusively, and she's interested in everything from digital equity to social innovation. Her co-authored book, Social Change Anytime, Everywhere, was a Terry McAdam Book Award finalist in 2013. Cindy Yang is a language interpreter. She has held positions as a restaurant server, an insurance sales, cashier, and a casino slot technician. Cindy hopes the Open Accountable Elections Program helps candidates that represent hardworking people like her and her family win elected office. Courtney Helstein brings a depth of experience from her prior experience managing campaigns and as the former Deputy Director of the Senate Democratic Leadership Fund. She serves as the board co-chair of the Oregon Women's Campaign School, where she works to recruit and train candidates and campaign staff, and as Director of Government Affairs and Campaigns at Strategies 360. Daniel Lukow worked tirelessly to help pass the Open and Accountable Elections Ordinance as Deputy Director of Common Cause Oregon, in addition to other democracy reforms at the state and local level. He currently manages criminal justice reform for the ACLU of Oregon. Norman Turrell has represented the League of Women Voters in numerous leadership roles at the national, state, and local levels. Among his many accomplishments, he was appointed by Secretary of State Bill Bradbury to Oregon's Campaign Finance Disclosure Panel, which led to the adoption of the ORSTAR Campaign Finance Disclosure System. Norman is a retired software engineer who enjoys skiing and singing in his church choir. Ricardo Lujan Valerio is an immigration, education, and elections policy advocate. He was born in Natzawal, Coyote, Mexico, and immigrated to the United States at the age of 9. He graduated from Rowe Community College and Southern Oregon University. He is the ACLU of Oregon's Policy Associate. He previously served as the State Board Co-Chair for Unite Oregon and the Bilingual Bicultural Organizer for their Rogue Valley chapter. He's worked with local governments in rural Southern Oregon to improve policies and practices using an equity lens, as well as helping uplift the voices of immigrant communities and promoting civic engagement. Saren Bussell is currently Chief of Staff to a state senator. He used to work as a geologist for the Oregon Department of Geology and Mineral Industries. After she completed her MBA, she became part of Metro's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Change team. She is looking forward to bringing her experience in campaign management, nonprofit administration, and project management to the commission. Tom Simpson was recommended for the commission by the Portland Business Alliance. His 30 years of work experience includes stints at a large tech company, a boutique consulting practice, and now as the Director of Government and Regulatory Affairs at the Standard, a financial service company. Tom serves on the boards of Portland Youth Builders and Oregon State Parks Foundation. For more information, please refer to your packet of longer bios of the nominees, which will also be posted on the Open and Accountable Elections webpage. Terms will be staggered as outlined in the code. The commissioner who decides to take the long and short terms, the commissioners will decide who takes the long and short terms, and the report will be filed for a future council agenda. I'm available for your questions.
Looks good. Colleagues, any further questions? I'll accept the motion.
Second.
Commissioner Fritz neither proposed nor seconded the report. I'll give that to Commissioner Fish as the proposer and Commissioner Hardesty as the second. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Really enthusiastic colleagues, thank you so much. I am also delighted. Thank you, Director Susan Maintaining. You've been doing an amazing job in a very short time. Thanks also to Anna Picey, our Deputy Director, and assisting staff in the Commission, to Christine and Yevis on my staff, who is an integral part of the team, and to Craig, who has been my partner in getting this program going. Thank you so much, and thank you to the appointees for their willingness to volunteer to serve the city. Bye.
Sounds like a really exceptional group of people. The only additional piece that I have a concern with is, given the work we've done to address potential conflicts of interest and the training requirements of boards and commissions, just making sure that as each of these commission members are onboarded, that they get the training they need in how to be successful on this particular commission. I think this is the highest, most visible commission that we've appointed since we implemented the reforms. And I'm not sure post-Judy who is now the point in the city attorney's office, but I know that Commissioner Fritz shares those concerns, and these will be addressed as part of the onboarding.
I just want to appreciate Commissioner Fritz for just being consistent in making sure that we move this process forward. I mean, clearly we've had a lot of kind of roadblocks in our path, and I just want to thank you, Commissioner Fritz, for your leadership in getting us to this point. And thankfully, we will have a oversight committee in place very soon. Thank you also for your hard work, Susan. Aye.
Well, thank you to Commissioner Fritz. Thank you to the individuals willing to volunteer their time to serve the city, and I vote aye.
Well, Commissioner Fritz, when you have every member of the council trying to both make the motion on the report and second it, you know you've had something right. So congratulations and thank you on your work. And I think it also speaks to the quality of people who step forward to serve on this commission. So I want to thank each and every one of them individually. This is a great start. Thank you for it. I vote aye. The report's accepted. The appointments are approved. Thanks for your work.
Mayor, because we're so far ahead of our schedule, can I suggest that we take care of the second readings?
Why don't we go to the end of the agenda, please, the end of the regular agenda, please call item 8E.
Item 8, authorize the commissioners in charge of the Bureau of Environmental Services or designee and Portland Parks and Recreation or designee to execute agreements for the planning, design, construction, and maintenance of watershed restoration projects in partnership with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and other partners.
This is a second reading of an ordinance. There's already been a presentation and public testimony. Is there any further discussion on this item? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Aye.
Fish.
Colleagues, I want to again thank Emily Roth from Portland Parks and Rec and Caitlin Lovell from the Bureau of Environmental Services. We are very fortunate to have two people of such exceptional talent and such strong values leading this effort. I want to thank Jamie Dunphy in my office, who is the liaison to the Bureau of Environmental Services. And I also want to acknowledge that at a time when we seem to be fighting the federal government in many forums, including court, it is refreshing that we have such a strong partnership with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And they have done exceptional work as our partner in protecting juvenile salmon. And right now, our team is either in DC or en route from DC after doing some lobbying, or hoping to get the next round of funding. And as you heard last week, it is primarily a federal funded program where we get credit for things like land and kinds. So it's a win-win. We're very proud of the two plans that we've already implemented at Crystal Springs and Oaks Bottom, and we look forward to many more in the future. Aye.
Curtis.
Aye.
Hugh Daly.
Aye.
Wheeler.
I vote aye. The ordinance is adopted. Thank you. Next item, please, is item number 89.
Accept $1.5 million grant from the Oregon Department of Transportation, authorize intergovernmental agreement for Columbia Boulevard Safety Improvement Project, and appropriate $500,000 in fiscal year 2018-19.
This is also a second reading. Please call the roll.
Aye. Fish.
Aye.
Hardesty.
Aye.
Hugh Daly.
Well, I'm so pleased to see significant progress on these safety improvements near George Middle School. I want to thank the community members and advocates who have raised their concerns as well as provided input on the solutions. I also want to thank PBOT staff Winston Sandino, Dan Layden, and Lele Santelices, as well as speaker Tina Kutek and her staff for all their work on this project. I vote aye.
I vote aye. The ordinance is adopted. We will go to the